Today, I'm going to show you how to set up your TP-Link router. And before I start, I would like to remind you that if my video helps you, please support my work. I send half of all donations to animal shelters. All the details are in the description below. First, turn on the router. Take the power adapter. Plug the power adapter into an outlet. And connect the other end into the router. When the router is powered on, the light will turn on. It may take a few minutes for it to completely turn on. Next, connect the cable from your internet provider or from your modem to the internet port. This port is often labeled WAN and typically has a unique color. Each cable should be inserted until there is a click. You now need to reset the router to its factory settings. Press and hold the router's reset button for 10 seconds. Wait for the indicator lights on the router to begin flashing. Sometimes, this button is located inside the router casing to prevent accidental presses. In this case, use a thin object to press it down. The router will restart and all the settings will be reset to the original factory defaults. Plug one end of the Ethernet cable supplied with the router into an Ethernet port. Plug the other end of the cable into your computer's Ethernet port. Please wait a few minutes for connection. The router is connected to your computer. Now you will need to set it up. But first, I'll show you another way to connect the router if you don't have an Ethernet cable or your computer doesn't have an Ethernet port. Connect the router to the power source and plug in the cable from your internet provider. This will enable Wi-Fi. If your router is new, your Wi-Fi network name will be the name of the router. Your router has its own Wi-Fi network name and password printed on a label. Connect to it. Great, you've connected to the router. Now let's start setting it up. First, open your web browser and visit the URL you see on the screen. Use the URL bar instead of the search bar. At the beginning, you will see a form with a login and password. Usually, it is admin and admin. If these credentials are wrong, then find label on your router. The credentials are often printed on the bottom of the device. If none of this works, it means that your router has already been configured and someone has changed the login and password. If you can't find out the login credentials, just reset the router to factory settings. And then log into the router's personal cabinet using the standard credentials. If your router settings do not look like mine, it means that your router has a different firmware. I made a video for every firmware type. You can find all the links in the description down below. I want to warn you right away that there are many firmware versions and they may differ slightly. But don't worry, you will succeed. Just watch the video and follow the instructions. First, run the quick setup to manually configure your internet connection and wireless settings. I should also warn you that depending on the firmware version, some setup steps might be missing or appear in a different order. Trust me, you've got this. Just watch the video and follow the instructions. Press the next button. On this page, select the working mode. You need to choose Router. On the next page, select your internet connection type. Usually, this is listed in your internet service contract. If there's no auto-detect feature, select Dynamic IP and click the Next button. Depending on the connection type you selected earlier, this page may look different from mine. If you chose Dynamic IP, then select one of the available options on this page. If your internet provider only allows access for a specific MAC address, you'll need to clone the MAC address of your main computer. If you're not sure, select No, I do not need to clone MAC address. In most cases, there's no need to clone the MAC address. But if the internet doesn't work after the quick setup, try running it again and this time, clone the MAC address. On the next page, set a name and password for your future Wi-Fi network. From the Wireless Radio dropdown, select Enable. In the Wireless Network name field, enter the name of your Wi-Fi. Now set the password. If the wireless password field isn't active, click on it first, then type your password. It must be at least 8 characters long. Once you've entered the network name and password, click the Next button. If you were connected via Wi-Fi, reconnect to the new network now. Great! You've completed the quick setup. Click the Finish button, and after a couple of minutes, check your internet connection. Just try Googling something. If there's still no internet, try rebooting your router. To restart it, go to the System Tools menu. Then select Reboot. Click the Reboot button. After rebooting, wait a few more minutes. Sometimes the settings just need time to apply. If the internet still doesn't work, double-check that all the cables are connected correctly. If after all these steps you still have no internet, go to the Network tab. Then select MAC Clone. Now click Clone MAC Address. Save the settings. Reboot your router again. And after a couple of minutes, check your internet connection. If internet still doesn't appear, contact your internet service provider. He will tell you what type of connection you have and what other settings you need to do. That's all. If you found my video helpful, please support my work. Half of all donations I send to animal shelters. All details are in the description down below.